We are here at Fryette Amplification, meeting Steve Fryette, and as we can see, there's the wall of sound. And let's go in, and here's the man himself.
Hello. Welcome to our crazy place.
Yeah, so let's walk through. People working, that's good. There's having a break.
Break room,
Yeah.
conference room. Here's our demo area.
The demo area and the famous where we are actually.
Right.
Shooting the video. So that's cool. And I will later.
This is original GPDI, and this
Yeah.
is the new GPDI IR.
Okay, we talk about this. And all the amps. This is
This is production and QC.
QC.
So
yeah.
we're testing PS 100s right now, and then also getting 292 and 252 power amps ready for the next assembly stage before we go to production. So we use this for final QC and various times of the day we use it for R&D. So there's a whole R&D setup where we have access to schematics and PCBs on new designs, and so everything is instant access.
Just a little look inside so we can see, serious transformers, components.
Yeah.
That's a power station, I assume.
This is a 252 power amp, stereo 50 watt
Okay.
power amp.
Okay.
This is one that's
So
been
mains and then the two sides and
right. This is the
here-
one that's been in production since 1996.
oh yeah, and that's here now for maintenance, right?
Well, actually, we're still building them the same way as the
Oh.
brand new one in production.
Cool.
You know,
yeah,
if
it's
it-
classic stuff. It never ages.
If it ain't broke, right?
Yeah,
you know,
it's good.
That's
Yeah. So cool.
This is service rack. So
Oh, big KT88s or what is it?
6550.
6550. Yeah.
We have lots of those. These are the preparing the PCBs to go into the power amp. We're doing a batch of power amps for the dealer today. So
Cool.
those are getting ready to put in the next batch of chassis. We have all our tube stash over here,
Mm-hmm.
and then this is all either
Parts, components.
goods ready to ship, parts and components.
Yeah.
More the GPDI are in progress. These are completed, and they're getting ready to get packed and shipped out. And it's a pretty compact operation.
But hey, this is all you need.
It's all you need.
You know.
We have an area up there where we store
Yeah.
overstock inventory and prototypes and
So you have stuff at hand if needed.
vintage crazy stuff that
Yeah.
we dig up from time to time.
Okay. So, what a place. Great place. Back to the office for YouTube. Welcome to the Academy of Tone 297. And we're here at Steve Fryette's place.
Hey, Thomas,
Yeah,
how are you?
I'm good. I'm over my NAMM tracks. My voice is still a bit funny, but I feel good.
Well, welcome to our humble little surroundings here. I'm really glad to see you. Glad we've been trying to get together and hang out
For a while.
the last 4 years or something
Yeah.
like that.
We managed a few minutes at the Guitar Summit,
Yeah.
and
Where I came to your booth to find you, and then you came to my booth to find me, and we kept doing that
yeah.
the whole day, 3 days, whatever it was. I forgot. I lost track.
But we had him on the malcontents last year.
That's right. We
yeah,
did.
yeah, I've been
And-
on your stream.
And we
Yes.
have Joe Campbell from the Malcontents, and who's also does artist relations and demo videos and marketing materials at Fryette, and also drinking buddy. And of course, you can't work with anybody that has a brain unless they're a drinking buddy, right?
Yeah.
So a venting partner, which is what the Malcontents is about, just unloading on the unsuspecting audience, and they seem to enjoy it.
I like that kind of format. I mean,
As long as cocktails are involved, people are
it's
receptive to it,
And I kind of like also your comments about, when customers are using your product, and it's like, you have the power station, and people go and put the Marshall on 10, everything on 10, and they fry or they put a lot of stress on the units that
Right.
were actually not designed to be like that.
Right.
It is kind of, you had this analogy of going with the car up the hill on
Right.
and how fast.
Yeah, we've kind of given the end user permission to do things that they shouldn't do all the
Yeah.
time. You can do
A
it once in
tool
a
to
while.
abuse your
Right,
other
right.
tools.
That doesn't necessarily imply that we want you to make a habit of that. You find the sweet spot in
You should
your
be aware.
amplifier.
You should be aware of what's going on and then use it to that extent.
Should is a loaded word, actually, a very loaded word.
So a
Should
good
be.
example of that would be the 100-watt Marshall. Everybody loves to use that example. The 100-watt Marshall into the power station. Great. Now I can do the full right-hand sweep, play it at, death level, and expect no repercussions. And the
Right.
idea is, assume the attenuators right there. You couldn't play the amp on its own, even if volume wasn't an issue. You couldn't play that amp on those settings for extended amounts of time on its own and not expect anything to happen.
Okay,
So-
and can we talk about the full right-hand sweep? I mean, it's a fantasy, okay? It's an urban myth.
Let's do it.
No serious musician actually runs their amp that way.
No.
That's just like
Really?
that's like the same as saying, yeah, I downed 4 bottles of Jack Daniels in one set.
I mean,
it's especially with David Lee Roth, it's iced tea in the bottle, and the full right hand sweep thing is the validity of the full right hand sweep is about it's about excess, and it's also about the one that got away. It was this big,
Yeah.
But
But
nobody
not-
really does that. But once you have something like a good attenuator that actually for the first time makes a 1970 100-watt Marshall sound
the
good
right-
that
the
way,
right way, yeah.
it's almost like we've opened Pandora's box. But then we have to gradually talk people back off of that ledge and say, well, okay, it's fun once in a while, but in the real world,
Yeah. It's a part of the education what's actually happening, and that I love the video where he showed like the temperature of the transformers and things like that. It's good to know before people go fully naive. It's like, you should be aware that you are putting some stress on the
Absolutely.
gear, and you can do that. It's designed to handle that, but not from 9 to 5 every day when you practice your E minor scale. You can save your tubes and your components by having some preamp gain and saving the other thing for the precious moments.
Right.
That's what I would do.
I always think about it. I grew up in Colorado.
Yeah.
And there's this overpass in the mountains, in the Rocky Mountains, on Interstate 70 that I always joked that if you want to find out
Yeah.
if there's anything lurking that's wrong with your automobile, go drive up that pass because it will show you what is wrong with your car, because anything that is going to fail will fail.
yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
And if there's anything you want to find out about within your amplifier that is going to fail, go ahead and plug it into an attenuator and start, that's the pass, going up that pass, is cranking up your amplifier. And if there's faulty stuff going on in there,
Then you know.
Then you'll know.
But there are habitual extremists out there.
Sure.
And we'd have customers like
I know.
the guy that came to the booth at NAMM that has 12 Abulator ones
Oh, yeah.
because he never wants to be without it, so he's got 12. And he always
That's a good customer.
He always keeps them handy in case he needs to send one here to get refurbed.
Yeah.
Well, we got guys like that with the power station that have 4 power stations because he only runs his Marshall's full right-hand sweep.
Okay.
And so, he kind of goes through tubes once in a while, and he overheats things, and so he's got 4. So instead of sensibly setting up to where it really sounds great, his idea is that, well, hey, it sounds great like this, and if this is what I have to do, I have an extra PS100 that I'll send in once in a while
Sure.
for maintenance. And that's a touring mentality.
Of
That's
course.
what guys on tour do all the time. That's why they have multiple amps and backups of everything, because they know it's going to get shipped, it's going to get kicked, it's going to fall off the stage, it's going to get beaten up, it's going to get overheated, it's going to get all that stuff. And that's normal maintenance for a touring mentality.
Yeah.
But there's so many people these days that take that touring mentality in their bedroom and, oh, well, that's just what I do.
Yeah.
I find that amusing.
Following
Say the
Murphy's Law?
It,
Isn't that anything that will go wrong will?
Well,
anything
it
that
can.
Right.
It can.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, it's good that you are educated, that you are in that kind of situation where things can happen. More likely than when you are in the totally safe zone where the components go like boring.
Well, I have a new law that I'm introducing. Is that
Okay, now this is important. Give me the new law.
For every extremist that refuses to follow common sense, you deserved it.
Yeah. Common sense is a good. It is a good word.
Of course, the phrase "common sense" and guitarists are kind of
Oh yeah.
Not living well together sometimes.
Right.
and don't take this personally. I am one of.
Well, yeah,
Of
we're
how
a
we
part of the
speak.
group.
Right.
We are all
Right.
like
We
that.
are all.
But it's good to have some awareness about the world we are living in and what we are doing, and that therefore I was impressed by your kind of education, because most other people don't do this on that level. You were actually showing it's getting hot. This is what's happening. You explained it, and that's what I miss sometimes, because a lot of people don't have that technical background and they just talk marketing. It's like you sell a car and say, oh, this one goes to 200. It's a
Right.
BMW, but you should be aware what happens at 200.
And I think we did that video. That was in response to Henning's video blowing up that newer Marshall, right?
Right. Right.
And
Yeah,
so
And of course, the term "blowing up," which is about 8 times out of 10, you didn't blow anything up.
No.
When you blow something up, you really know you blow it because you can smell it.
Yeah.
The smoke comes out. The breakers in your house's electrical system pop off.
and how would
That's
you
how
possible
you.
know that? How would you
He
possibly
did it.
know
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
And I did it too.
Yeah.
When I was in the studio 30 years ago with my 100-watt Plexi and sitting in control room, I was playing and I had the amp with the cabinet sitting in the drum booth kind of cranked because it sounded so great.
Right.
No power attenuator because full power. And what happened while playing, I thought, it sounds a little softer here. What's happening with the amp? So I turned around, opened the door, and I saw the smoke.
Right.
Ooh.
So
Right.
opened the and got the amp out, unplugged it really fast, and it was kind of smoking, burning. Put it in the garden, and let it go.
Well, I learned the consequences of doing stuff like that a different way. When I was a kid, my bedroom had 2 closets in it, and I turned one of the closets into a workshop.
Okay,
And
similar with
how
mine.
I knew that I had gone over the cliff is there would be a knock on my
And the fuse was gone.
on my door,
Yeah.
and it's my dad with the belt because the power went off in the house while he was watching the fights, the boxing match,
Uh-oh.
and it went off, and that was the consequence of blowing the fuses in the house because I was.
Yeah.
What happens if I touch these 2 wires together?
Boom.
Oh, that was cool. Bump,
Too late.
bump, bump,
Yeah.
bump, bump.
I ruined the
Belt.
match from my father. Is what happened. Yeah.
I did
Or the race, it was a race or the boxing match.
I
whatever it
did
was.
similar things, and one thing that really taught me a lesson is when I was working on a power supply. I had a huge L cap that I was having in the wrong direction,
Oh,
and so it takes a second or
takes
two,
a little while, yeah.
and then whoosh, this aluminium cap
Right.
of it was firing in my ceiling.
Did you hear the hiss before it went?
Well, I don't remember.
They make a little,
yeah,
and then they go,
yeah,
kind of like a fuse.
yeah.
And you hope that you go, you're looking at it,
No, don't.
and then you go, what is that sound? And you go like this, and then
Yeah.
it goes off.
You have to take the and then there was this kind of paper that was inside.
Oh, yeah.
With all these electrolytes.
like a streamer, right?
Yeah, fucking hell! It was like a party explosion.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but this is young age.
How
Yeah,
old
but-
were you when you started monkeying with electronics?
11.
And how old were you?
7.
Oh, you're better.
Well, actually, around
Yeah.
7,
Yeah.
around 5, around 7.
Yeah.
Because my mom used to yank the power cord from the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
She used to pull it by the cord
Yeah, and then
and leave the end in the wall. And,
Right.
you
Yeah,
know.
and they have a shortcut, or you lose the
And so
plug.
I said, "Oh, I see what happened." And, no,
you-
wait till your father gets home. No, I can see what
fix
happened.
it at 7.
Yeah,
Nice.
and so she had to tell my father all about that when he got home, and he looked at it and he went, "You did this? You know, it's just 2 screws, and you know what?"
Yeah.
It didn't seem that big of a deal to me, but apparently it was some kind of a moment for them.
Yeah,
Like,
but it was a good
uh-oh.
starting point because you had some success. You had something broken that you could fix.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I mean, when you were young and you can achieve
Learn
something.
that right away,
For
yeah.
me,
Get
this
that
was,
early confidence.
yeah, that was very important for my,
I never really thought about it that way, but you know, it makes a lot of sense
Yeah.
now that you say it.
you know,
out loud.
and of course you learn also with the failures, but once you have one success story, you want to repeat that.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I could fix that thing. I should be able to fix that too. Of course,
Yeah.
you failed 10
Right.
times.
Right.
You know,
As long as failure doesn't mean you got a screwdriver stuck in your forehead.
Well, you know what's interesting is I had an attraction to those things as well, but my earliest example of dealing with current from a wall shocked the crap out of me, and so I just stuck to repairing battery-powered things.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or
Yeah.
maybe I would have been a nerd like you guys.
Yeah,
if-
see,
if
you
I
were
had an earlier.
This is the normal human reaction when you get a shock like that. You stay away. When I get a shock like that, I go,
Why did
"What
that
happens
happen?"
if I do it longer?" You know,
Yeah.
I've started experimenting with duration and you know, voltage and all these kinds of things. So of course at the carnival they have the little thing that you push the 2 sticks together, and
Yeah.
the closer together the higher the voltage. And
yeah.
I'm just
You are about that kind of.
yeah.
How would you describe the different taste of voltages? 9 volt on their tongue versus the 500 volts when you hit the plate voltage on the power amp tubes.
It's really funny because when I was
I can describe it.
between-
Don't do it.
between 7 and 10,
Yeah.
my neighbor who was my age, who's also into being an electronics nerd, we actually experimented with that. We took different batteries.
No, not the
We
track.
started with 1.5
experience.
volt and then a 6 volt battery.
Yeah.
And in those days, you know, there were
Are
these,
you okay?
these bigger batteries.
Well,
you know,
he is
these
fine.
those
It's still alive.
radio. There were tube radios still, so
Yeah.
the radio had 2 or 3 different batteries in it. One for the filaments and
Yeah.
one for this and that. And so you could buy a 1.5 volt battery, a 3 volt battery, a 6, a 12 volt, a 24. You know, you could buy all these different batteries.
Yeah.
So we could actually experiment with that.
Yeah.
And it was really, the taste was metallic
Yeah.
until it got high enough to burn your skin,
Yeah.
and then it was the
It's
and
a
then
snake bite.
Yeah.
To me. I mean,
Interesting.
and there's a difference in
and the smell, of course.
yeah, and the AC. There's, I mean, I don't know. On the 110 in Europe, we have 230.
Right,
That's already something,
right.
but it is something completely different from the anode or the plate voltage, the really high voltage. That's like you don't do anything anymore. I mean, it's like I'm getting out of control, and it's like, patch. It's so. I mean, that's how do you say? It's like a flash that,
Yeah.
that really hits you. When I touch the mains a little bit, it's something, but it's like okay, it happens.
Yes.
You know, unless you are totally wet and you know.
Right.
But it's like okay, that happens. And the battery is kind of nothing.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
when you do what I've done in the past, which in my little experimental environment, I thought I would make a little radio station. So I bought this kit that you could transmit, you know, locally on the FM band or something like that. And so I had a little microphone and a mixer that I plugged into this little transmitter thing, and I held the mic and I grabbed the switch, and it wasn't properly grounded, and I turned on the switch, and so I had it going through like
Yeah, you
this.
did.
Oh,
And I did this little Indian dance, this voodoo dance,
yeah.
and then I left the room and went downstairs and watched TV, and I thought, I'm not going up in my room
Anymore.
for a while
Right.
because
That
I
was
was
scared you.
pretty close to death up
That
there.
was scary.
So I could sort of see there was almost the light. I'm not going to go in the room. I don't want to see
Yeah.
the light.
Okay.
But you know, when electricity started coming into homes, grabbing the terminals of the wall outlet, they were exposed at the time, and it became something of a parlor game. You know, let's go play bridge, and after that, maybe we'll try
Ride the lightning.
ride the light
Okay. Okay. So.
way off the ledge there. Okay. Yeah.
So this was lesson number 1 of this episode.
Yeah.
Electrics.
Either don't do that or do it more, depending on.
You know,
your
I
predilection.
often forget about this little story, but I was, you know, I love getting into these things, and then I would have these experiences that told me not to do it. And I remember being about 20 years old, and I had was building a rack system, and I had a PV 50-watt power amp, a rack power amp.
Right.
And I was sitting cross-legged on the floor, and I had the power amp in my lap.
Good
I
place
open
for
the
it.
top, it's plugged in, screwdriver, I start poking around. I don't remember what I hit, but the interesting thing was it lifted me off the ground.
Wow.
Okay.
And enough to where,
And that was a sign.
it was.
That was a sign.
That was
it
how-
was take your amp to him when you need something done.
That's where you learned that you were probing.
Oh, I didn't know the term, but
Yeah.
yes,
Probing,
I was probing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the concept of
And
probing.
it hurt.
Yeah.
The rest of the day, it hurt.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think the electrics have a direct signal to your muscles. So the brain is kind of
Out of the way, right.
out of the way of the circuit.
Right.
It's like direct, and whatever happens, you cannot control it anymore.
That's right.
I mean, you can try whatever,
Right.
but if it's higher voltage than your brain control message voltage
sense.
sent, which is very low, I assume, I'm not a medicine guy, then it takes over and you do whatever the...
Well, that was the worst time that I got shocked. It might be interesting for your viewers to know what was the worst time that each of you got shocked. I'm sure you remember.
I had that plate voltage thing.
Yeah.
It is like, you know, I was working on a Marshall or something in my teens when I was, you know, still kind of naive and didn't know anode, cathode, whatever, and the layout of the pins. And then it's like, and then somehow I probably had my other hand on the chassis.
Probably, yeah,
Yeah.
because you're not really paying that much attention.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like the first time, it's like you want to hold the chassis so it
Sure.
doesn't move, and then suddenly it was maybe just a pinky or something.
Right.
But I hit that 500 whatever voltage, and that was like, so that was like
Okay.
What was yours?
and so it's like, ooh, that was an experience.
Mine was that moment with the power amp in my lap, but
yeah.
you've told me yours before, and I
Yeah.
think it's a great story.
Yeah.
Well, that was actually that was actually in the production at one of the earlier factory locations in Newbury Park when the 292 was fairly new in production.
Yeah.
So that would have been about 93, 4.
Mid 90s.
Yeah. And that has a very high plate voltage in it. And I was just going through my production routine, and when I'm doing that routine, I don't allow anybody to talk to me or anybody to stand behind me.
Yeah.
Especially don't stand behind me, because it does two things. It breaks my concentration. I always know somebody's back there. And the reason it breaks my concentration is because I know if I get a shock like that, what's going to happen to the person standing behind me. They're going to
knock them
get
over.
hit in the face
Yeah.
with a fist or my elbow in their
And
chest, and I'm going to knock the wind out of them. And I know that because I've done that.
Yeah.
And I've had to say, see, this is why you're not supposed to stand behind me, or better yet, wait behind me and I don't know you're there, and I do something like that, and
Yeah.
I have knocked a person over to
Wow.
the floor behind me. That, why did you do that? I said, did I not tell you? So The test room that I had
Yeah.
in that facility had a sliding glass window to one of the other offices,
Yeah.
which I eventually later put a cardboard cover over so they couldn't slide. If you want to talk to me, go out the door of your office and in the door of my office, so I know
That
Right.
somebody is coming instead.
Right,
So you,
because they would just open that sliding door and
Yeah.
start talking
Hey,
to me.
Steve.
And that
Yeah.
happened one time while I was testing, and I grabbed the wrong test lead, and I had my hand on the chassis. I grabbed the 700 volts, and it shot me back against the back wall.
yeah.
And I was sitting on the floor with my back to the wall, and when I figured out kind of what had happened, I looked straight ahead, and I was looking at the back of me, and my hands were like this. I could see myself
Wow.
from behind,
Oh fuck yeah.
and I went, that's interesting.
I kind of
I
died.
felt very calm. I felt everybody came running in, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm just fine. But it's that person that I'm worried about. And they're looking at, what are you talking about? And then it went away. And then I realized what had just happened. I'm like, okay, that was my first out-of-body experience getting a shock, and probably my last.
Well,
After that, I kind of wised up.
I have more shocking experiences on the music side lately. I tell you why. Because in my company, I work with Julian, who is a very talented young engineer. He's brilliant. And I also have freelance a Russian engineer, which is like a James Bond story. It's the team exists since BluGuitar exists in 2014. And sometimes, I'm more the guy that spends hours on the sound design. And when I listen to the sounds, then I kind of, and I start playing. It's not about the improvising playing. It's listening. It's so intense that I focus so much. I'm not there anymore.
Right.
I'm just in this world. And then sometimes somebody comes to my office where, and I'm like, ah!
Yeah.
It's like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, we both get that little music.
Startling.
Yeah. Which is good because that tells me that I can focus. And
Well, I would say this is a conversation that we have semi-frequently. How do you know that what you're playing through is a really great product? When you lose yourself like
exactly.
When it goes away, time goes away.
that. Yeah, and you're drooling.
Yeah. And that is kind of the thing. In the end, all that what we are doing, creating products, making great sounds, providing great tools and options for the players, it should serve the music.
Right.
So, and that brings us back to the NAMM show, because the NAMM show is that convention of the makers and the players. And I try to make a little review of what I have seen at the NAMM and what I have achieved in. It's not an achievement, in what I've done simply. And what makes me happy is there's a lot of music, maybe more music in the States here compared to Europe at the booth. And I prepared some videos here.
Which is a double-edged sword, by the way.
Yeah. Where are we? Okay. I had a few musical things going on at NAMM. One is I had an all-star jam with Roni Lee. She's using my amp. For those who don't know, well, by now this amp, amp 1, and sometimes she uses Soldanos, which is all good. I'm happy for people that found whatever makes them happy.
Right.
Deliverance or whatever. We all have to offer something, and the main thing to me is that the players are happy, because that will keep the whole industry alive. And so if somebody buys whatever, an Engel or the Fryette, we have achieved something in this.
And we, on the malcontent, hopefully what's coming across all the time is we just love great gear and
Exactly.
great sound.
Yeah, same
and
here.
the world is full of it.
Yeah.
And it's not just ignore the rest of the world and there's only one name.
No.
It's not that at all.
But what I from my personal perspective, want to say about Fryette is, you have created first amps with great unique tone. Secondly, power station is something that is, or maybe has become an industry standard for taming tube amps and make them usable. If you have a great tube amp and you can't play it, and that lousy power soak sucks the sound, you have solved that issue, and then you bring back the volume with a tube power amp in a compact format. Kudos on that. That is a proper solution.
Thank
you know,
you.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
But you're full of solutions too.
Well,
You're clearly
yeah.
working on that constantly.
yeah. So we kind of have our own, you know, stories and our things. But what I can see with Fryette is, you have a unique, like, technical, how you say, way of doing things. There's a lot of people that repeat just same old circuitries and change a few capacitors. And maybe if it's a great sound design, it's also an achievement because it will make people happy. But if it's just another tube screamer with a little less bass or a little more bass, it's like, does the world actually need that? And for me, Fryette, the world needs Fryette. That's why I'm here.
Well, thank you. And the thing about moving the needle forward, you know, moving the conversation forward, moving the envelope forward.
Yeah.
There's two ways of approaching bringing a product to market. There's the, oh, I could do that better than they did it. So that's the reason you would take something that exists and just go, I'm going to change two capacitors and it's going to be a whole new thing.
Yeah.
And that's relatively easy to do.
Of course.
Doesn't take much imagination. And it's more of a way, it's almost like when you see a band, you know, oh, I could do that just as good as that guy. And so now there's a new band because you did it the same thing that the other band did, but just a little bit different or better, or maybe it's better because it's worse. You know, I mean, there's all kinds of there's all kinds of things like that, and then there's things, there's the approach that, and I also see this in you, which is listening to what's going on and observing players and listening to players and seeing what they are struggling with or where they are looking for a solution to something.
Right.
And that person can be anybody that goes, you know what would be great if.
Yeah.
But it's not just, it'd be great if it had an additional switch or additional button. And it's not that. It's when somebody comes up and expresses something around a concept that just totally makes sense. And when the Power Station 2 first came out, I thought, well, this is going to be interesting. I wonder how it's going to land. You know, we're at NAMM.
Sure.
And we were blown away. But one of the really interesting things is you came around the booth with your buddy from, I forget which music store it was.
Was it the German music store?
Yes, it was a German music store. He had done one of the first little demo videos of the Power Station in Germany. And you and this gentleman came to our booth. Yeah. And you both asked me, why didn't you do it 100 watts instead of 50?
50, yeah.
And
I think this was Oliver Hartmann, probably from Session.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And you were. It wasn't that you were making this suggestion, like, oh, it isn't right. You need to do this to make it right. It wasn't that. It was like, no, but this is a cool idea. You know what?
if
there's
you,
only there, if you just do this a little more,
then you have the full range from zero volume or little volume to the original
for
one.
the
and you have
guys
the
that
full flexibility.
You,
That was
you
the
pointed
idea.
out something that I already knew
Yeah.
that I wasn't really ready to address yet, which is there
Total
are 50
normal
watt
thing.
players and there's 100 watt players, and 100 watt players they don't need 100 watts,
But they want the
you
headroom.
want that there's a character in a 100 watt
Yeah.
amplifier that doesn't exist in a 50. So you're a 100 watt player not because of the volume, but because of the girth in the sound. And I stumbled across something at NAMM while I was discussing this concept with somebody, and it might have been the guy from Premier Guitar when I was doing the interview with
John.
John Bollinger.
John
Yeah,
Bollinger.
yeah.
Yeah.
I said something like to the effect of, well, that I mentioned girth.
Yeah.
The girth.
Mm-hmm.
The reason that we were putting a 100 watt amp in the ultra lead is, first of all, because it's an ultra lead. It has to be. But second of all, girth is the feeling that a guitar player experiences with a 100 watt amp as opposed to bass. Bass is a thing you hear. Girth is the thing you feel.
Right.
And by the way, this is a 100 watt too.
Right.
When I created this thing, I knew, maybe some people would be happy with 30 watts or whatever, but I wouldn't.
It's exactly
You
right.
know, I'm coming from exactly like we all probably are coming from the 100 watt girth experience.
I don't think he is so much. But anyway.
But
Yeah. Just, we just had this discussion in the same room playing amps over and over again, and I'm always come out, that 50 watt is really, really cool, but I have to have the wider footprint, the more dynamic top.
I love 50 watt Marshall Plexi Marshalls probably the most when they are untamed in any way, as natural, just crank them. That's about a still usable, giggable volume. It used to be when I played not the bar around the corner, and it's creamy enough and big enough. But when I do record, and even sometimes I want a headroom. It's about that headroom, and it's a feeling thing. And I had an experience when I was coming to a gig, forgot my amps at the last gig, and I had to play whatever was available, any guitar amp in the house, PV something. I can play any amp if it's needed, just crank it, get some overdrive from wherever it's available. But this thing had only 30 watts, and I felt like
you turned it to 3 and then you're done.
Yeah.
There's nowhere else to go.
Yeah. Anyway, let's play some music, and then we come to the next round. So this was the night before the show, and this was Ronnie Lee's All-Star Band with Neil Turbin, former singer of Anthrax. And he's we are buddies by now, and that's so cool. I tried to get back a little bit to the NAMM show. Well, at NAMM, I don't know. How was your feeling about this NAMM in general?
Well, first of all, we hadn't done NAMM for a while.
Okay.
Because we were so busy.
Yeah.
That.
And it costs money.
Well, it does. Yeah. It does cost money, and in the past, you would go to NAMM to write orders, to get orders for the upcoming production, and you knew you had an idea of how much you had to build to satisfy these orders. So you spent money because it was like an investment in the next
cycle of
production.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
and also to see what kind of reaction you would get to any new product that you were showing. But over the last few years, we weren't really showing anything new. We had several new things already, and we don't feel compelled to make a brand new product every single year. It's just it isn't always necessary. Depending on the kind of company it is, every product has a life cycle. But that dynamic with our company changed radically when the power station came around, and our life cycle expanded. And we never expected that. We expected the power station to go like everything else, and then we would have to do the next thing.
See, and that's a huge lesson that I learned myself too. Back in my Use in Canada days, when we met 30 years ago, maybe, when we were kids. Yeah. You came to Germany.
And doesn't he look great for a guy that's like 90 years old right now?
Yeah, probably I'm 92.
Yeah.
It's all fake. And this is, you know, my Indian dot on the, no, this is the NAMM tracks dot. I've been NAMM tracks.
You had an eruption.
Yeah, eruption. Yeah, anyway, but we go back many years, met at the LA Guitar Amp Show or whatever.
The original LA Amp Show in Hollywood. It was at SIR.
Yeah. So this is, and then of course you've been to shows. Sometimes we met. Sometimes you were not there. Sometimes maybe I wasn't there, or we had, you know. But it's so good to reconnect and go back and see. Back to the life cycle.
Well, so the experience of the show was that we hadn't done it for 2 or 3 years, partly because of that, partly because we were working on development on new stuff, and we all made the collective decision. We sat down and said, "This is how much it's going to cost us to do NAMM."
Yeah,
and we're not even sure if the NAMM thing is effective. Of course, it got shut down during COVID, and that took a lot of momentum out of it. And of course, the Mesa show was gone, and it looked like NAMM was kind of going the same direction.
And the show days are over in general.
And we just felt like, you know what we could do with that money? We could, instead of just saying, "Oh, we didn't spend the money at NAMM," we redirected all of that into product development.
That's
and then we spent 4 times more money in 1 year on product development than company ever has, and boy did we!
It was good decision, right?
It was a great decision because we got out of that dynamic of what are we going to do next,
and I totally, you know,
and it's all of a sudden it's not only what are we going to do next, but we have 15 new things that we could potentially do, and we have to whittle it down to the top 3 or 5, which we're in the process of doing now. And we don't have to wonder if we're going to have any fresh ideas. We've got ideas that even if it takes us 2 years for them to release them, people are going to go, wow. Other manufacturers are going to look at that and go, I wish I had thought of that. And actually had that happen. One company came up to me and said, "How did you know we were working on that?" And it's like, "What do you're working on?" "Yeah, we just started development on this exact product." And so I would go pull out my notes and go through notes and show them, I've been working on this since 2021, dude. And they're like,
"I'm just
you know, that was amazing." And then so we went through that whole process, and then we hired a new sales and marketing guy. And we weren't planning on doing the show.
Okay.
And he said, "Well, we're doing NAMM, of course, right?" And we're like,
maybe not.
And he started pretty recently, so he said, "No, we have to do it. We have to do it. I've got all these people I need to bring, blah, 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 blah. I need to introduce them." And we went, "Well, okay. As long as we know we have somebody that's going to manage it and make sure that you generate appointments, and so we're going to spend the money actually doing that work, great. But we're not going to go there for people to just, you know, play on the amps and kick tires and have fun." So we stripped the whole thing down. and just, well, for your purposes,
Yeah.
how do you feel about this? We just need a generic booth
Yeah.
and an office.
Yeah.
And he goes, I don't care if it's a bucket,
As long as you are there.
as long as we're there. And so we scaled it way down, and that was probably one of the first shows in a long time where from the moment the show opened until it closed, every single appointment half hour got filled.
Cool.
Every single one.
I have made also very positive experience about two things. One, the lifespan of a product. Back in my Usen Kettner days, the lifespan was always very short, 3 years. And then there was the new version, and I always felt a little bit bad about it, because the customer that bought it, you know, then 3 years later it was outdated, and you could see it secondhand, and it's like, and a few products over my 27 years at Usen Kettner kept the value. Some of them, Rotosphere, they're still, you know, the Leslie emulator, and they're still quite expensive on the used market. If you get one, it's noisy, but it has got character, and so and you know, like the Triumph, which was also one of my hard projects. And then sometimes I was a bit forced from the management. Yeah, we have to have volume, we have to have that price range, and this is some bullshit. And that was one of the reasons why I had to split and do my own company, because I wanted to do it my way, and very simple. I had a feeling for things that I liked, and I'm very thankful and gracious for what I learned at Usen Kettner, the good things and the bad things. That saves me a lot of money these days. So thank you, Mr. Stamer, and my dear colleagues for all of that. And you know, what I had to learn is, like, for the AMP1, it's 10 years now, and it's still selling consistently. We're living out of that, and all that money goes into the AMPX development. I don't have a bank. That's also a thing that I learned at Usen Kettner. They had banks, and I could smell when they came, because the boss's transpiration, you know, and we at the R&D had to make the show. Hey, the world is great. This will be a hit.
Yes.
No. So, but so that's one thing. I try to make products to have a long lifespan, and if it takes more investment at the beginning, I'm not scared, because I know from all that experience, if it's right, it will last.
And we have customers that have PTSD about that.
Yeah.
All the time, especially with a product that has already had a long lifespan.
Right.
The end user is expecting the next version of it. Oh, it's been out there for a while, and now people are starting to copy your idea a little bit, do a slightly different version of it. So you guys must be, you know, the consumer is pretty well informed about
these days
what is out there and what potentially might come up next.
Sure.
And so we in the last few years have been getting, hey, I've been hearing about this thing for a long time. I finally decided to throw down and get it. So before I buy it, you're not going to make a new version of it next week, are you?
That's smart.
We get it all the time now. And that kind of blows my mind. And we don't really mess with the good thing until we have thought of a way to significantly move it forward for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And the reason isn't necessarily always adding another feature or improving the sound or something. It might just be making it more practical for a wider variety of applications.
Give it a reason to exist.
A reason to exist.
And
Exactly.
I mean, when I look at your products, I can always see that reason.
That is absolutely our
You know,
mantra
and
from the
it's
get-go.
not making money because of more volume.
Right.
We are not volume guys. We are product guys.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So for me, there was one thing at this NAMM show, which I think was one of the highlights, maybe even of my career, because, you know, you come to this show, you meet people, and you meet great players and great industry people. But I had a visit of somebody that I have to tell you, it's a different thing. Somebody that was watching me for a couple of years and then came to the booth and was so fucking interested in what I'm doing. look at this guy, you know him all. It's Rick Beato and Tim
Oh yeah,
Pierce.
yeah, yeah.
So what I had, you know,
Oh great.
yeah, and they checked me out, and then I gave them, you know, the tour, so to speak. And
Well, you're doing that, and of course, all you have to do is play decently, and they're interested. You know?
yeah, of course, have a good note.
Yeah.
That helps.
But were you in tune?
Probably not, and that makes it even
So
better.
much the better, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna just say.
Yeah. So anyway, this was one of the highlights, and for me, the biggest advantage of those shows is we can connect on a personal level. I mean, today the internet is very efficient. That's one side of the world, the digital world, but I still enjoy, you know, being with real people,
Right.
meeting real people. That's why I actually stay here after the show and, you know, visit you guys. But on the other hand, there's also killer things like, I discovered a guitar player this year. I've never heard of him before. Rafael Moreira.
Oh yeah, he's local.
He's local.
Yeah.
I didn't know of the guy.
Oh.
I have a clip. He plays unbelievable. So. What a killer player. Yeah.
Hey, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. And there's the next one, the young wunderkind.
I've noticed there's a.
Yeah. So you
So
know,
there's having an affinity for something,
right.
and then there's living and breathing it.
Yeah.
And when you watch this kid play, it's not just that he's got this innate ability. It's somebody around him
Must be good.
must be good, because he isn't just playing the guitar. He has absorbed that the way you play guitar is not that you play the notes and chords, is that you do this.
I was going to say, all the body language.
All the body language.
Yeah.
And so his experience of learning to play the instrument was so much about all the other things that you don't learn until you get out on the
Right.
stage and inform yourself of it. So he had a huge leg up. And it's
Has to. Did you see his
I mean,
father?
grabbing the tuning
No,
gear and turning
no.
the tuning gear down, but his head flips back.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
He watched somebody do that like on a daily
The
basis.
first thing I said when that clip came on,
His
his
dad
dad
must-
has to be a ripping
Yeah.
guitar player.
Yeah.
Which is great. Now, my only concern for the guy is just like, okay, is he going to be he's, how old is he?
12.
12. Okay, so is he going to be a burned out heroin addict at 15? You know,
That could be a problem.
It's-
I mean, with a wunderkind kind of thing, it used to be
It could
always
be pressure.
Yeah.
Or he just in 2 years he's like, I'm kind of bored with this. I'm gonna go play rugby or something.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm gonna be
play video
I'm
games.
gonna
A video game
the
or-
motorcycle, the
Yeah.
flip motorcycles up 50 feet in the air. And,
Yeah.
But hey, it's at least it's an option for him.
Oh, yeah.
Because he is like advanced already at that age.
yeah,
Right.
you can
And-
be frustrated and underappreciated, or
Yeah.
you can go be an auto mechanic.
And yeah, but it's
Your
a
pizza?
but it's a challenge in life to find what your call is actually, and if you mimic your father, what probably can be the case in his case, you have to find out if you feel comfortable with it or if it's not you.
Right.
And that's a challenge for him. And I think we all have to go through this kind of decisions. Some guys younger, some guys older.
I don't know if it ever ends.
No, it never ends.
You can figure out a pathway at a certain juncture in your life and
Yeah.
then have to revisit it later on and go, this, what once worked for me is no longer working. And
Because
I have to
time-
reevaluate.
Times are changing.
Yeah.
You know, in my life, I was kind of a full musician at a certain time, and I'm happy that I'm not anymore.
Right.
I still enjoy playing, but it's like I'm so happy that I don't have to live on the money that I make with the music. I mean, it's that's why I have an amp company. I thought of what can I do? I mean,
Right.
I'm happy with fiddling around and working with the people and being at the shows and spending hours listening to whatever tubes or little nuances in the filter here, and then if that stage does this, maybe that stage should be that. Let's tweak that one, and you know, balance. You have to have a passion and patience to do that.
I have a question for you and for you too,
Yeah.
although I think I know where you're coming from on it, because, you know, we all came from, we're players first.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you were, messing around to different varying degrees with electronics when you were younger, but when you arrived at adulthood, it was, I'm going to make my way in the world with this guitar thing. And eventually you shift and you pivot.
Yeah.
I've talked to Steve about his sort of pivot point. When you started pivoting, Thomas, did you have to fight with your ego about, no, I'm a guitar player. That's all I'm doing. I don't.
No.
Were you resistant.
I had huge issues. I was actually at a point in my life where I was questioning everything.
Okay.
Everything. This was about 40 years old. I don't know exactly. It started. I had achieved a lot. I was. At that age, I was already the guitar player in a band that opened up for Michael Jackson. So I have been in front of 120,000 people.
Yeah.
I played arenas, small clubs, and the local library with just a power outlet and like 1 square foot. So I have seen a lot.
Yeah.
And I could imagine a future in that too. But, I was at a point where I was actually reading psychology books like Jung and all. It's important.
Oh yeah.
I tell you why. Because I remember actually there was one. I was still doing clinics while I had these thoughts. So I was on a clinic tour, and it was a beautiful day, and I had time to kill because my clinic was not only, you know, one clinic was the day before, and then I was in a hotel, and then I had like 3 hours to kill. It was a beautiful sunny day somewhere in Germany, and I drove with a car, and I saw a nice little mountain and green grass, and I thought, this is where I will lay down and read on my psychology book.
Yeah.
And so my whole I was in this world, questioning is you know, is this, so, and then I came to this music shop, and I set up there, and of course I can be there, hey, the usual Thomas facade, and and then I played a little bit, and guess what? After 30 seconds, I felt like there's nothing wrong about playing guitar, man. This was, drives me to tears actually. This was the moment where I felt like, fucking hell, the guitar, it must be the guitar.
Yeah.
You know, it was like
Yeah.
anything else. What I read was like so little versus that fucking guitar sound.
Yeah.
You know, I get goosebumps. It's like, okay, that was one check in my life. It has to do something with the guitar.
Oh.
You know, and I was questioning myself up to the point where I said maybe I should quit the industry and do
Right.
something completely
Right.
different, which wouldn't be not clever in a way, but you know, I could feel that this was right.
Yeah.
It was simply right. So one checkbox, and then from that onwards, I could drop a lot of things which I have been doing in the past that I thought need to be done to be whatever professional. I gave a fuck about it because I was at a level where I was free enough to say, I have to prove nobody nothing. I have already achieved what I was dreaming about, and is this, so I don't care if somebody puts me on a big stage. I prefer playing a smaller club where the people, where I can connect to the people,
Yes.
and I see, and not the stadium and make a huge wave. And,
Yeah.
it is about the music. It's about the fucking guitar sound.
Well, it helps if you got that out of your system, though,
Yeah.
the big stage and the wave.
That's a good
It helps
point,
if you get
Steve.
that
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
That's a good point.
But you did a steady diet of it for the rest of your life. I don't know. I mean, when I did that gig where I went to the it was like a 80s
Oh, the Greek.
at the Greek,
Yeah.
and 3 songs, but the reception was amazing, and I'd played in front of big crowds before,
Yeah.
but it'd been quite a long time, and so this was like, God, I haven't done this in 15 years, you know.
Yeah.
And when I got up there, it was like I was so at home and relaxed. It just felt natural. I didn't feel any
Yeah.
nervousness,
Yeah.
anything, and got a great reaction from the sound guys, the audience. Friends of mine in the audience was like, God, the people next to me were like, who's that guy? There was all this kind of exciting stuff going on, and then afterwards I went, yeah, I did that, and now I'm going to go back to my little hole.
And it's cool.
And I learned something about playing a gig. I always like to learn something. I always
Yeah,
like to
yeah,
take
same
away
here.
some,
Yeah.
even if it's an experience that I'm sure I've already experienced before. It's great to have that refreshed and maybe refined a little bit.
Right.
Walking into, I would never think about walking into a club with no sound check, not knowing what gear I'm going to play through, no rehearsal, not even knowing what songs I'm going to play. I would think nothing of going and doing that and having a good time. But walking into the Greek theater and that same mentality and having the backstage manager go, you can't use your gear. There's going to be no sound check, no rehearsal, and you're going to use the backline that we rented for you, and you're on in 15 minutes. And I'm like, okay, I just don't give a shit about anything anymore because you can't, or you'll drive yourself nuts,
Yeah.
right?
And I'm as relaxed as you are. I play anything. If there is nothing there, give me whatever's there. Give me a Boss Katana or your guitar.
Yeah.
I came to the point, of course, I want to be myself. There is some, don't give me a bass, you know, then I cannot be
Yeah.
Thomas Blue
Yeah.
because I'm a lousy bass player.
Actually, the only complaint I got was from the drummer. He complained that I didn't look at him enough. And I'm like going, I don't have to look at you, motherfucker. I can hear you. I know you're there.
Yeah.
I'm in this.
Yeah, and you connect to him.
I'm in this, and that means you're there. If you're that worried that I didn't acknowledge you, the fact that I was playing with you should be the acknowledgement.
Absolutely.
I actually started getting like,
don't take yourself too serious.
Too seriously,
Yeah.
I took a lot away from that.
Yeah.
And the other thing I took away from it, as I had thrown together, knowing that I was going to be in that environment, I threw together a rig of, I'm going to try, this is my opportunity to try out things on live stage that I haven't done in the last 5 years. So I had the LX2, and I had the Vabulator, and I had the Synergy modules, and like, okay, now I'm going to know if people are blowing smoke up my ass, or are they really working?
Yeah.
They wouldn't be selling if they weren't working. But still, it's
good
nice to have it.
that you know it.
Right,
And
exactly.
I think that's a huge
And when I walked off that stage, I went, okay, next thing.
Yeah.
I'm on to the next thing now.
And
it was really sort of freeing, right?
I kind of like that freeing experience, and then being free, you can experience things that you usually wouldn't, because when you never step out of your safety zone, you always do the same thing, which might be a good thing for certain people, but we learn more once we leave our cage.
And if I'm in the audience and I'm seeing a friend play, I like to try to push them out of their safety zone.
Yeah.
I'm like heckling. I went to see Joe play one time, and it looked to me like he was kind of holding back, and I'm like picking on him from the bar, and he's just
I don't remember that.
the little Irish place in Pasadena, and I kind of heckled you a little bit, and you were looking kind of serious and stuff, and then you started cracking up, and then you started.
You know what I remember you saying, like, you said, you play the most insane stuff, like you're falling out of bed, and it's the easiest thing in the world, because I like clammed on something easy, like you were giving me crap about that. And I was like, no, that little thing, that's always the thing for me. Like, you know, the technical playing and everything is like nothing, but it's like getting this tiny little thing to sit in the pocket just right.
That
It's
nobody
like,
else
that's the
would hear,
hardest
but
thing
I
in
could
the
hear.
world.
I knew it was playing well enough that I
yeah.
went. But so I kind of picked on him. But he starts cracking up, and then he loosened up, and I was just like, okay, my job is done here.
Yeah. But for me, it's like make a concert a special moment. I mean, I hate to go at a concert. This was part of my. Will I do this in the future? I was quitting the hired gun position with this decision. I knew exactly I can do that. You know, play like on the record and anything. But why should I do it? There's anybody. Or there's a lot of players that can do that. And in my 20s, I was taking the challenge to be a studio guy and be precise. In the studio, you are creative because you do some things that you that were not there before. So you make a guitar arrangement, you decide whatever line and equipment and whatever you play. But on tour, it's like you're waiting for your moment of shine, and if the boss, the singer, goes like, I want to have that solo like spot on, like on the record, you only can try to make the best interpretation that night. And that's the challenge is cool. But you know, my band now is called Rock Anarchy. I go on stage, I don't have a set list, and I challenge my colleagues after bar 4. We start with something, and then I just take the other way around. And, what's going on here? And now, welcome on the roller coaster. We are riding, and that's music.
It's really funny. The last 2 bands I tried to do that, I had exactly the same attitude. Look, we just get a little warmed up, and then we just throw the book out.
Yeah.
And
it's so much fun.
It's fun if you pull it off, and everybody around you will say, awesome idea. And then when it gets time to get on stage, and then you get to that point, they totally choke. And I've had that experience. It's like, wait a minute, I thought you guys agreed with me that we didn't give a shit, and it turns out they really did.
See, but I have a band put together with mentally prepared people for that. You know,
That was my mistake.
yeah. There are brilliant musicians out there, and some of them they always go, oh, or I don't want to put stress on them. You know, my drummer, he said, you are crazy, but I said, just trust me.
Let go.
Let go.
What was that movie? Was it Fight Club?
Just let go.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
You know, it's
What a-
interesting. It's stemming back from what you had said about 10 minutes ago. You made this point where you said something along the lines of this idea that maybe you can only do this if you've done these other things before.
Sure.
And that's the interesting thing about evolving through a lifetime
Yeah.
is when you're 21, when you're 25, when you're 27, you're making a name for yourself. You don't want to go out and just wing it and like possibly look like crap when you haven't established yourself. I'm just saying, you know,
Yeah.
some people might feel that way. Once you've played to whatever you're you learn. It's like life is a series of these things that you think, I need to get this, and then I will be this. You know, it'd be like, I need to be old enough to drive, and then my life will change. And then you get your license. You're like, well, it's cool, but I'm still the same person. You know,
I'm still going through
I
that.
need to drink at the bar. You know, I
I'm
need to
still
lose my
going through that stuff
virginity.
now, though.
I need to.
Like I showed you the new tool I just got, right? The digital microscope, and I'm like, I never really needed this before, but now the kind of stuff that we're making, I need that tool.
Yeah.
And I need to learn how to use it. And I get it. And lo and behold, I learned an entirely new thing about having that tool that it's way more valuable to me now for what I just discovered about it than why I bought it in the
Interesting.
first place.
Yeah, you have to go there. But back to the music, I have an example of something that happened at the booth with Neil Turbin, the singer, where we tried to think about, can we dare to play Gary Moore song?
Oh.
And what happened is, it's probably too much of a song that needs to be, that you have to know very deep. And
Oh, I thought you were going to say then Gary Moore appeared.
well, no.
And if he did, he would have been no.
But you know, I check it out and I decided don't put it on the list. See, watch this clip. Ja. Lukas? Okay, ich mache alles weiter selber, ne? Ah, Mikro muten, wo ist das? Ist das hier? Also. So. He's out. We have to. I have to switch on everything. So anyway, I'm in charge. Yeah, I'm in charge now. Okay.
Who are you playing with there?
Cat Dyson.
Oh, okay.
So I have to put this. Use this much footage. Ah. Okay, I know what to do when this is. Okay. No. Hey guys, Rich
Hello.
Rich Morgan, and he's working for Adam Hall, and he brought out this straight quarter-inch plug, which turns into an angled one, and it can go back to a straight one.
It can. You can even buy it with a cable on it.
Oh my god.
So there you go. It's called the flip jack.
It's the flip jack.
There you go.
Okay, flip jack. Cheers. We had the topic that some of the songs you have to make sure that you know them well enough that you can play them and jam them. And if they're not as known to the band or the players, skip them, use the 4-chord songs or whatever you know. If everybody knows Giant Steps, not me, then have them play the song.
Sure.
And you know, but it's if not, then play something that you know and have fun with it.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. And by the way, the people that you have seen now at the booth. Well, we had some technical hiccups, which is totally normal. I'm proud that the whole thing works here with my laptop and switching here, and we have Lucas in the background, but he got lost, which is a technical getting lost, not. But everything seems to be fine now. You know, there was Neil Turbin, the singer. Then I had Cat Dyson, formerly with Prince, now with Zucchero in Germany, or in Europe. Zucchero is an Italian act. Stadium.
Oh.
They played the Royal Albert Hall this year, the second time.
Jealous.
So she
Have you
said,
ever played there?
no, but my amp has been there.
Really? Hey!
Thanks to Cat, which is great.
I love that.
And what else? We had, I don't know. I played that new 57 pickup set by my friend Andreas Kloppmann. I do have a gold top that is a 68 that I want to turn into my favorite 57 guitar that I don't own because it belongs to a collector, but that's my total reference. And he showed me the latest pickup set towards my dream.
That was the Les Paul clip.
Yeah. So that's what I'm desperately waiting for when I'm back home, to put those in my guitar and see if that's now the woodiness and the the spankiness and the taily on steroids Les Paul.
Yeah. That's the recipe right there.
It's really funny that I'll take a screwdriver to anything, but not a guitar. I don't switch.
This is funny, Thomas.
Yes.
I don't take guitars apart. I don't change the way they're made or anything like that. It's if it appeals to me, if it made me buy it,
then it's your guitar.
then it's
and you
my
leave
guitar,
it.
and all I'm going to do is ruin it if I mess with it. I don't feel that way about anything else, but guitars, I have learned that whatever I think conceptually, whenever I can think of how guitars work conceptually and act on that, I turn out to be wrong.
Okay.
And
Well,
so what I do is I
You
go buy a new guitar that thrills me. I would bring it home,
Yeah.
and then I would go, okay, I need the different string gauges, and I need to adjust the intonation for those, and I need to adjust the pickups height. And after about a half an hour, I hate that guitar.
oh fuck.
So
Yeah. Then it's not. I have. I'm scared about to do anything on wood side. Electronics, I have always been like soldering iron and experiment. I have been to all the Stratocaster shieldings and with the copper foil with this and with the special paint and and then around the pickups, and most of the stuff is actually not needed.
Right.
By the way, but you
have to do it to get past doing it,
Right.
which is our point earlier.
Yeah, and when I was working at Valley Arts, of course, I did that kind of stuff all the time.
Yeah.
And I got it out of my system because I realized that a lot of those things weren't really changing the game for me. They were just changing the tool a little bit.
Yeah.
And it didn't really move the needle enough for it to have been worth the effort.
Exactly. Right. I learned that too. So, but as we said, but we've been there, done that.
Until you've done it, though, you think this might be the answer.
It's bugging you. But then you are relaxed and say, okay, not needed. This is cool. And there's maybe the problem. I do have a dummy coil, Stratocaster, high gain. I need something that reduces hum, but it's push switchable, so I can have it all original or, in a way, usable.
For me, where I always come down on this, I need to practice more.
I mean,
it's just
honestly, you are absolutely right. In the end,
I need to play better.
Yeah. I mean, I have my excuse that I have a company that takes care of gear,
Right.
so that's my excuse.
Right.
But in the end, for you guys out there, check out the gear, but play more.
Yeah.
Somebody heard my rap about not modifying guitars and just leaving things alone, and pointed out that the Esquire, that I'd put a kill switch on it.
Okay.
And my counter was, that's not a Fender control plate on that Esquire.
Yeah.
So it didn't have a slot for the pickup switch.
Yeah.
It had a little hole for a mini toggle.
And
that
you
I put in
filled
there
it-
a long time ago.
And you
But
filled the hole with the.
I never used the toggle switch anymore, so I just had a hole in there. So I only put the kill switch in there because there was an empty hole in the control plate, and I needed to fill it with something.
Bring me to the 5th floor, please.
Yeah, exactly. That's about how you.
Did you put it in there, or
Yeah.
did Bruce put it in there?
I put it in there.
Oh, okay.
Buzzy did the bridge.
Ah, yeah, Buzz Featon. By the way, he was there
Yeah.
at the last clip,
Yeah.
and I'm invited to his place like after our pizza,
Yeah.
and so people try different things, and then of course take your decision and then play.
Right,
And then
right.
play.
But I made this in 1980, so I don't have to think about it anymore. Bruce Nelson
Yeah,
rounded the
edges of the-
edges a little bit and put a different note on, and he put these tuning gears on, and then Buzzy did the bridge.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this was a guitar that I built so that I could just throw it into the audience and not care.
yeah.
And
Cool.
now it's
heavy.
now it's a thing.
Yeah, yeah. But definitely practice more, gig more, rehearse more, record more.
Yeah, it's about the music.
It's about the music.
Hang out with other musicians.
Yeah, hanging out with other musicians, hanging out at the NAMM show, but we should also talk gear because, well, it's exciting too. Well said, it's about the music, but on the other hand, it's like,
You got to play through something.
yeah,
Might as well be good
and
stuff.
we have a wall of beautiful gear from Fryette.
And BluGuitar.
Well,
The
there's
AMPX.
the AMPX is sitting there,
Which
which
fantastic looking, and I've played it, so I can tell you that it is a real amplifier playing experience. It's not, and this is where we
connect. I mean, it's tone probably as I do, and it's about the feel.
And whenever I go to NAMM and I see Thomas and he just holds out a guitar, and I don't have to play anything special. I just have to go, I can sit down and play this because it feels great.
Yeah, and that goes back to the music, because if the stuff not only sounds great but feels great,
Then it's inspiring
then
you.
it's
Right.
inspiring. It's that feedback loop which makes you play longer, which makes you play differently, which maybe brings you to find out the right notes, because like that young guy, you get lost, like Bay is his name, you get lost in the music.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. That's the beautiful moment. You are on a vacation holding the guitar. You don't even notice
Right.
because you're gone.
Yeah.
And you are there.
That's what we're looking
And-
for.
And this is sound and feel more than anything else. And this is why you have the beautiful tube amps, and you have the power station is not only like that flattening. Here's my load resistor. Let's crank the Marshall, and the Marshall goes from a rich, great sound.
It's a feel injector.
Yeah, exactly. Because you still have the same interaction of the power amp as the breathing
Right.
is there.
To the speaker.
Yeah,
right.
and then you do the same thing like with the tube power amp to the whatever guitar speaker you're driving with the power station. And that's why the whole thing gets you the sound at any volume and gets you the feel at any volume. So I had yours at my Academy of Tone. I don't know the number, but it's at least 150 episodes ago.
Yeah.
Feels like that. But check it out, Fryette Power Station on the Academy of Tone. And I don't know if we actually spoke about it or I just got it from Jürgen Kirschner, who's the German distributor.
Right.
And but I love the product because it's a no-brainer. You have a great tube amp, you combine it with that, and now you can use it in a modern environment.
Right.
Well, I have to tell you, I might have told you this when you were on our show. This is kind of telling on Steve because you weren't around.
Okay.
So Steve was saying great things about this behind your back when it was just us in a room. And you might have said it on the Malcontents, actually. Just so you know, he's not just saying that.
I know.
when you're in the room.
I know people well enough when they try to say nice things and they don't mean it.
Yeah,
No.
Especially
he's
when, you,
really excited
especially when
about
you've
that.
known him for 35 years.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
and
Can't really get away with anything.
No, exactly. And we are the kind of character we don't have to. If we think, hey Steve, that switch in green looks really ugly.
Right.
I would give you my honest opinion
Right.
about it.
Right.
You know,
And
it's
Steve
like,
would tell you to fuck off.
yeah, but you know,
That's what friends
And then
do.
we would go get a beer. And have a
yeah,
pizza.
I could handle that easily, you know.
Right.
And if somebody has something to complain about my stuff, please let me know. That's the only way that I can improve. If I don't get a feedback, and it should, I can work more with negative feedback,
What good
not only
are-
the power amp.
Yeah, what good are friends if they're only
Yeah,
going to tell you
exactly.
the
Right.
things that are good about what you do? You have to get that feedback.
Yeah,
Whenever we're working with artists and we start out the relationship and it just do me one favor. I do not expect you to like everything we do or anything we do. So if you don't like something or you have a comment to say it,
go for it.
you will not hurt my feelings
Yeah.
by telling me that.
Yeah, same
I
here.
will know when you're blowing smoke up my ass, and then I'll wonder if this relationship is worth pursuing.
Sure.
But if you tell me straight up front, you know what I don't like about this, I will be all ears because I
Yeah.
will want to learn something.
Exactly.
I will learn something about you, and then
Yeah.
either I will have a response
Yeah, or
that
not. Yeah.
you'll go, oh, I didn't know that.
Cool idea.
And you'll learn something,
Yeah.
or
You said, no.
or you won't.
Yeah, or you say, no, sorry, guy, I did design the product to be this and that, and it's good for that, and not what you want. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
We are trying to do things that have a strength, and we are not Jesus. We cannot walk over water or whatever. So we do our things, and there is a reason for it, and it's always good to question the reason, to double check.
Sure.
And if we go, hey, thanks, it works, or you expect something from this, that's not that product.
Just like you did with the original power station. You
Yeah.
know what? You know what I need?
Yeah, give me that 100 watts.
But you know
Yeah.
what I think it is probably with both of you guys is it's people thinking like having you on a bit of a pedestal and going, if I tell them what I really think, they might point at me and laugh and go, you don't know, I'm Steve Fryette and I know everything about tone and you're an idiot. And they're like,
No,
they don't want any of that.
we are
You know
not
what I
like
mean?
that.
No.
I invite everybody to be honest, and if they feel like, you know, you're having a dot here and you smell like, then go for it.
Yeah.
There's a reason for it. That NAMM tracks, and you know what I can handle that.
I think that's why we connected early on.
Yeah.
Was I never say anything like, how do I say this? I always try and deliver information in a tactful way, but I always assume that people want the same thing that I want, which is the real deal. If I think something's great and there's nothing I can do to fix it, I'll say that.
He gets frustrated if he likes too many things that we're working on too much, because he'll get defensive. He'll go, I'm not polishing your boots here. I know you're
Totally.
not polishing my boots, but he knows that if everything is going a little too well, I'm going to start questioning it right away.
It's okay. I mean,
Yeah.
it's okay, because if you get too much in the comfort zone, that's what I do with my band. You know, if it's like too much of a routine, it's like, hey, wake up, guys.
Yeah.
And then we can feel it again, back to the feel, and then it's like, okay, yeah, we are right. We are on the right track. It's just like, you know, are we still alive and kicking?
Yeah.
And that's
How
good.
often are you guys playing right now, by the way?
You mean with the band?
Yeah.
Well, I play almost every week, and one show.
Oh, cool.
So
that's
that's
good.
Great. So you guys are working.
Yeah.
You're still,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
you're in shape playing together.
I'm still in shape.
Yeah.
I keep telling myself I need to do that, and I never get it done. But
I have stripped down my band to the 3-piece band, and being Anarchy means we can do whatever, and we can even have different drummers. So if the budget is not there, and we have I managed to get a gig in North Germany. I drive there with my colleague in one car and have the best local drummer, because Hamburg has great drummers, and scare the shit
I've
out
heard.
of them.
great.
Yeah.
So that's our concept, and and that keeps us flexible. And if some promoter wants a huge star, we can invite them. We had all kinds of Ronnie, who sings with Blackmore as a singer. We had Tony Carey, who was in Rainbow. Even Jennifer Batten was touring with them.
Did you do Rainbow songs?
Yes.
What songs did you do?
Dum da da da, Stargazer da da da, da da da.
Yeah.
He's like going to teach us the song.
I'm getting excited, you know. Yeah. You know,
that's awesome.
When you come to the NAMM show, you come pretty organized and pretty fully formed. When I come there, if I've got something that's half baked, but I know that that it's something that's going to be of interest to people, I'll bring it half baked, and that happens because something doesn't go according to plan and the whole thing falls apart. But and that happened with the Ultra Lead this time. I was right up to the day of the show, and I finally had to go. It's not going to be in playable condition by lights on, but it is going to turn on, and I'm going to be able to demonstrate the feature set and all that. And I was originally I was pretty kind of frustrated and bummed out by that I wasn't going to be able to make this splash.
Yeah.
And then we got there, and like I said, all of the slots were filled. And every time I came out of the office just to get some air before the next meeting, there were 5 guys that were there to I want to see it.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
I know you can't play through it, but at least I want to see it.
Yeah.
And it was so noisy where we were.
Oh, yeah.
And the office that we rented, the booth that we rented so we would have an enclosed office, turns out there's no roof on it.
Yeah.
What is that? Yeah. It doesn't even say in the specs there's no roof on it.
And you paid for it.
You sold us 4 walls and no ceiling, you jerks. That's why we got a conference room, you know.
Yeah.
So it was extremely noisy, and it turned out it's so noisy and so had so much traffic that you wouldn't have been
you wouldn't hear anything anyway.
Right, and the reaction from people that there's always that guy that wants to hear it, but he doesn't want to make any commitment about his thought about it, so he's going to play it, insist on playing it, usually play badly, and then when then when he's done, he's going to go, that's pretty cool. Well, you really can't tell anything from in here anyway. Then why did you make such a big deal about wanting to play? Yeah. Well, we eliminated all that by just not being able to do it, and I ended up just talking about it instead. Good. And the most amazing thing happened out of that. There's forums all over the place, and the Premier Guitar video, they're getting thousands of views, and the controversy is going off the charts, and I'm going, this is the most amazing.
Couldn't have planned it better if
Couldn't
you
have
tried.
planned it better. The most intense and amazing product rollout we've ever experienced.
I have, just by accident, maybe a similar effect with the AMPX, because I showed my first plastic box with LEDs and nothing in there in 2020 as a study.
Right.
In a plexiglass kind of aquarium, so nobody could even touch it and see that it's all fake. I told him it's a study. This is for the new decade, 2020.
Right.
Yes.
This is I had M1 now. I do a big step to MX, and I said, it will take 2 or 3 years to be. Of course, I was totally underestimating. Whatever, and then by telling people, hey, honestly, I'm not ready to release it. I achieved that sound and that sound, but the flexibility requires more, and so. And now we are in year 6. Finally, it's getting to production. On the other hand, people, in the meantime, they said, you're going bankrupt. Everybody else, the new whatever Tone Master Pro will kill you, and who, you know what? I always knew I was doing something different.
Yes.
Maybe you put it somewhere where it is not what you think. The moment you play it, and by now the storm has already passed, and I told people, you just wait until it's finished. Yeah. I know when it's time, you, because you've done things in the past, and you have a feeling for, this is, now it's cooked, now I can serve it.
Right,
And it's not the raw meat
And
on
great
the
is
plate.
great.
And yeah.
And there's always room at the table for excellence.
Exactly.
So
I knew that, and people pushed me this way or that way, but that's the smart move. Don't get any.
we're gonna miss the boat. We're gonna miss our
Right.
shot.
That freak out. It's for the people that are anxious, and we are too old for that. You know, I mean, it's like we are simply too old for that.
Yeah.
I mean, it will be better than we expect. I think so.
I'm already seeing a glimpse of that.
Yeah.
There were people just arguing face to face. This thing is wrong. That thing is wrong. Blah 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 blah. And then after 4 or 5 days of this, there's this consensus building.
Yeah.
That, well,
wait a minute.
at the end of the day, this actually does represent an evolution in tube guitar amplifiers.
Yeah.
Thank you. It took you guys a while to sort of
understand it.
grind it all out.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but this is and even for us, I just kind of did that as a what if.
Yeah.
It always starts with what if and what's going to happen from that, and then you take a risk. You just
Yeah.
have to roll with it,
Sure.
and they don't all
Yeah.
they don't all fly, right?
Yeah. But I think, you know, you had your 35th anniversary?
35th, yeah.
I saw the logo at your booth.
in
Cool.
in 2024, yeah.
Ah, yeah, okay. So,
And this was
37
supposed to be our 35th anniversary
Well-
product, and
same with mine.
Yeah.
You know, we
We'll
are.
drink no wine before it's time.
Yeah. Okay, drink wine. Before we go and have the pizza,
What rhymes with pizza?
I would love to show you a few pictures of people that I met, because that's kind of a nice wrap up for the show here. And then after this, we have a final word before we bite into the slices. Okay, so this is Doug Aldrich. You know, we all know him from Whitesnake. This is, by the way, Walter Trout.
Oh yeah.
Walter bought an AMP1, recorded his last album with it.
Wow.
Erik Steckel is a young killer player from LA that I met back in Germany when he was touring there. Roni Lee, she was the host of the Jam, and yeah, she's always very helpful. Ola, the metal.
yeah, we're gonna be talking to him pretty soon.
Yeah, he was. We played the same stage like right after, which is cool. This is Jürgen, the guy from Engel the Boss. The German manufacturers, we are also connected. If
Yeah.
you know, if they have an issue, we call ourselves. Well, this is Ola again at the booth, and who else? This is the president of a French distributor, Algam. I have a very long history with this because and this is Buzz Featon again, which I will meet probably in 3 hours or even less. And these are a bunch of YouTubers: Rob Chapman, Jared James Nichols, and Tyler. You know, the young YouTuber generation. Dweezil Zappa
Dweezil.
and Eric Sardinas.
Oh, cool.
And Jude Gold.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, you're a starfucker, aren't you?
Come on. Yeah, here, Cat Dyson again. Yeah. We've been... Yeah, and Mr. Beato. And Tim
Who's that
Pierce.
guy? Never heard of him.
No, he's not known anywhere. Yeah, okay. So, for me, to sum that up, that NAMM show, just to meet the people, was worth doing the trip. Because for me, it's, you know, as you do it the other way around, going to Guitar Summit, you know, it's international flight, it's hotels or whatever. It is some time investment, some money, and it's always the thing.
Okay, the thing about Guitar Summit, 2 things.
Okay.
Number 1, it's much more of a community feel,
Yeah,
like by a factor of 10.
that's very nice.
It's very nice. The
very
fact
nice.
that you can't make any noise,
It's-
you can actually talk to people. So
That helps.
The whole community thing of it, and running into a lot of friends that I haven't seen in a long time
It's so
was
good.
wonderful. And on the second point, the hotel food, unlike every hotel in Anaheim, the Disneyland area, does not taste like rubber or feel like rubber when you're trying to chew it, which is every a continental complimentary breakfast in the morning at every hotel is just like rubber with color on it. And you go to a hotel in Germany and have the breakfast, it's actually real food.
Yeah, it's food. Yeah.
They don't insult you and try to give you Play-Doh and say, "Well, this is food."
Yeah, it's a carton box with a.
We made
color.
it look like Mickey Mouse
Yeah.
to help you get it down, because otherwise,
Yeah, sugar coated and spray on that toast feeling. You know.
You think he's kidding?
I'm
Oh, they
not-
had the
I'm not even
make your own
remotely-
waffle makers.
even making your own waffle, it came out like
Mickey
rubber.
Mouse.
It was
Shape.
a rubber waffle maker.
I think Hitomi took one bite and threw it away.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I like that we do have a show like Guitar Summit in Germany. I would be happy if it would be anywhere in Europe, but I'm personally like lucky that it's in Germany, and it's actually 1.5 hours drive from my place. So next time you come, we spoke about it. You are invited to come to see my place, and
We're gonna do that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go back to the technical museum in Mannheim, which is
yeah.
fantastic.
I mean they invented the bicycle and the car. You know, I mean in Mannheim, which is
And the whole printing.
I'm gonna go see the steamroller.
the steamroller and the printing press
Yeah.
exhibit. Oh,
yeah.
insane.
Yeah, it's a nice place, but I was positively surprised about how many people came to NAMM.
Me too. Actually.
So that was a plus, and I personally can summarize that I have met so many good people again, which is a good feeling in a world that is not in best shape.
Right.
And-
Right.
yeah.
Right.
And
That's a
and
fact.
I had a feeling at NAMM, even though it was loud, there were humans.
And you kept coming to me going, "Oh, I met this person. I met this
Yeah.
person. I didn't expect to see so and so here, and this
It
guy."
felt really good.
Yeah.
It felt really good.
Yeah.
And you know,
He was
I-
taking the temperature the whole time and telling me like,
Yeah.
all
What's
these
going
things.
on?
it feels like NAMM is back, even
Yeah.
though it's shifted. It's not the same.
Same as
but it's
before
back.
COVID.
Yeah.
But it's
And in many ways, it's better.
yeah.
And I don't know, maybe it's because we had a no play booth, but it felt like the people coming in, like to a person,
Yeah.
like I can't. In the past, there have been many folks who come in,
And
it's
make
that.
noise,
Yeah.
and then it's like they show off their riffs.
I personally
Yeah.
really enjoyed every interaction I had with anyone who came into the booth.
Same here.
Really great folks.
Yeah.
Our sales manager, he was contacting dealers to make appointments, and some of the guys are going, I don't know when I'm going to leave my appointments open, blah 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 blah. But when we got the promo pictures ready for the Ultra Lead, and I sent it to him, and he sent it out to the dealers, they all went, "Oh, I gotta see this,"
Yeah.
and they came to see, and so that was. Anyway,
Now we gotta see some.
and then as we were tearing down and getting ready to leave, I tried to get over to your booth and I passed your booth 5 times and you weren't there.
Well,
and so I turned around and you're standing behind me and go, "You know what? I got an idea. Let's do a show together." And we were just like, "Yes." So
Yeah.
thank
and
you. For
it all worked out nicely, and
Perfectly.
we are professional. We can make it quick and dirty. I was like, let's do the picture here. Done. Okay.
Thanks.
Rest is history. You know, and it's. You know, we didn't have a phone call afterwards because I switched off my phone for saving, you know, that
The
the roaming
charges,
fees,
yeah.
you know, and hey, this has been great, and thanks for being at your headquarters.
Thank you for joining us. Thanks
Yeah.
for being here. I'm glad you were able to make the trip.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Let's stay in touch, and I can only see on the chat here we have hundreds.
Lots of crazy people.
Yeah, that
good.
were watching.
Well,
And-
thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks
I
for
hope it was
joining.
worth the time.
Yeah,
We're gonna Joe and I will be back with the Malcontents in a week or two, and we're gonna take all your angry questions about the Ultra Lead and straighten you right out. And we'll have a lot of fun with that. And we'll probably have some new drink recipes by that time.
Sure.
And
be creative.
And just, the Academy Tone is something that I watch all the time. It's always
We got to have you on the
interesting.
show again too.
Yeah.
I'm always there for you guys. It's whatever,
Wonderful.
We are buddies.
Yeah, absolutely. You're a great guy, man.
Oh,
It's been great to meet you.
You are a great guy. You are a great guy.
And we're not we're not licking each other's boots.
No.
Yeah. Okay,
we're
but
all
let's
wearing
do
sneakers anyway.
let's do the 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Ready?
1, 2, 3. Bye bye. Cheers.
All right, good.